There is so much to cover. We are with two heroines who are speaking up for what is right and some of the things that are wrong with our country. Former ACORN National Board members Marcel Reed and Karen Inman, and Marcel is still in Washington. She is president of ACORN in Washington, D.C. They are part of the group, the ACORN 8. This is a splinter group formed to fight the corruption inside ACORN. Also with us is from the Washington Examiner reporter Kevin Mooney, where I'm going to bring him in just a second. First, Karen, let me go to you. There was an embezzlement. Two brothers worked for ACORN. There was almost $1 million embezzled. Nobody went to prison on that. Can you give me a little bit on this?
Certainly. What happened is that Wade was the founder, and his brother was working for ACORN, and he worked for the financial agency. And he embezzled about $1 million. It was found out. They covered it up, and he continued on the payroll for ACORN for the next almost 8 years until it was divulged, and then he was forced to resign. But it was like, what happened to the money? Where is the accountability? And not only that, but the people who knew about it, the management staff, the head staff, and the president all knew about it. They're still there.
Why aren't there more people, Marcella, like the two of you and all the people that are standing with you and your board? How come we don't see you on television? Why aren't there more people standing up?
I think because the mission, the stated mission of ACORN is a wonderful mission. Who doesn't want to lift people out of poverty? Who doesn't want to make the playing field more level? Who can walk down the street in a major city and not see homeless people?
But is it apparent when you're inside ACORN, you're being used? It seems to me you're taking people up off the street, the lowest, and chewing them up, using them, then throwing them and saying, well, it was a rogue employee, and discarding them. I mean, Karen, you said earlier, it's abuse what's happening.
It isn't just the employees that are being abused, it's the members who are being abused.
Well, no, I'm saying you guys are too, yeah, but I'm...
No, I meant...
Yeah, I know.
That they're out forced to work, that they come up and say, this is what our mission is, and they don't even know it's their mission. They don't realize that ACORN is getting big bucks for setting them out as a shock troop.
So, Marcella, is it just the mission? Is it just that they want to do good? Are they aware when you're inside? Are you aware?
You know, you have to understand what I perceived was the mentality, and I might have been wrong. But in war, there are casualties. There are always casualties in war. And so for many of these people, they perceive this almost as though this is a war, and in war.
Is it about, you know, we saw these videos and it was like, you know, we're going to have Obama. That's how a lot of people perceive ACORN, as just a movement for Obama. Do you think it's being used for that, or used just for money at some higher spiderweb sort of level?
You know, in Washington, D.C., we had a meeting. I had a regular monthly meeting the first Saturday of each month, and I asked them to endorse candidates. Mm-hmm. And we selected to endorse Barack Obama on the Democratic side. But on the Republican side, we endorsed John McCain. And yet, for some reason, it was never reported out. But my members will tell you that in Washington, D.C., we not only supported Barack Obama, but we supported John McCain on the Republican side.
I said to you guys earlier when I was sitting in my office, I said, you know what, forget about the listener here, or the viewer. Put your attention onto the one person that doesn't care about getting credit, isn't trying to make a political point, isn't left, isn't right, just is, and is there to defend and protect the Constitution of the United States and its people. Which one of you guys is going to address that one person that might be watching in Congress or someplace and just say, help?
Help. Help. We need your support. We need you to help us figure out how to stop the abuse, how to empower people, and to look at the situation as it is, and not look at it as a minuscule voter fraud thing. It's much larger than that.
Wow. Ladies, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And if you
and
don't
I would
mind,
just like to say one
yes,
thing. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No.
Excuse me. I would just like to say that ACORN does not need to be funded with any more taxpayer dollars until we find out what happened to the last taxpayer dollars that ACORN was funded with. That is what we're calling for. We want the organization to survive. We want the organization to flourish.
Does it ever occur to you that you're in danger for saying things like that? Do you realize how much money is at stake? Well, I said to you earlier, they say, ACORN says we're not going to take any stimulus dollars. You two laughed. Why, Karen?
Well, because there are more than 300 organizations under the ACORN umbrella. And they might be getting it under another umbrella organization.
And we don't want to hold with the exact number of organizations under the umbrella, but because we know that that is fungible, so, you know, we can say 300, they'll say 199, so hence everything else we said was wrong. We don't want to be caught in the minutia of making an absolute account of how many organizations there are, because the truth of the matter is we don't know. And if we don't know, it is highly unlikely anyone else knows.
Holy cow. Ladies, thank you very much. I appreciate it.